And we're not saying like mother and J, it's a letter F and J because the end of the trim looks like the letter F with a J channel in it. Hey, what's up guys? We're back here at the workshop build out. And that is because we just had a big pile of steel show up. We got all of our trims. We're gonna go ahead and get started on getting this trimmed out. That'll be the first thing we do before we start putting any steel up. So let's get into it. All right, I know everybody's gonna ask. So yeah, I have a different set of bags. Actually, we don't have our tool trailer. We got it at a different job site, so we just grabbed some random stuff at the shop. And these are Weaver Tool Gear, brand new pair of leather bags, so I don't know that they're gonna be that comfortable today. I don't know. We're gonna give it a try. This is a framer set. I don't know, kind of reminds me of Greg's Occidentals, in fact. Greg's got here, I mean, basically, look at this thing. Look at this.
Pretty close.
I'd say mine are a little bit bigger.
You got bigger, yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh, you got double? I just got like one bigger pouch. Pretty similar. Oh, actually, this is because this is a left-hand set. He gave me a left-handed set, so my hammer can be on the left side. Even though I'm a lefty, I still swing with my right hand, so it doesn't make any sense.
Goofy.
But I'm a lefty anyway, so. Okay, we're gonna get into this, and we've got a lot of trims. Greg is going to work on base trim. So this is what our steel's gonna set on. That's gonna be around a lot of the perimeter, pretty simple. And then, I don't know, somewhere I've got a bunch of J channels and I'm gonna start trimming out around all these windows. So a lot of prep work to start because we're gonna be doing all the trim, and then hopefully we get to throw up a bunch of metal and we start covering up some of this wood and it starts looking good. Oh, and just so you know, I didn't cut my finger doing metal trim. I very rarely cut my fingers doing metal trims. I know people are always like, wear your gloves, Kyle. I actually shoved my hand into a piece of wood or something doing a remodel at my own house. So yeah, I know someone's gonna ask that or say that in the comments. Nice thing is inside here, we don't have to worry about water. Well, we shouldn't. So we're just looking to get we're just getting a nice tight fit. We don't have to do any sealants or anything. That one looks money. Oh man, we got seconds. This is like my old pair of shears. And I think I remember why we stopped using it. It's a special one. What's that?
I knew there was something wrong with that one.
Dude, that's painful, dude. You have to push pretty hard and to keep it like exactly perfect. Otherwise it goes into like, I don't know, maybe these. Huh? No, I think it's all in the trigger, dude. So what I'm doing here is ripping some flat stock because if you guys remember, we've got 2.5 inches of fall on this wall. So from that corner to over here, we've got 2.5 inches. So what I'm gonna do is take some flat stock. We're gonna put it down here on the trim, and that is so when we run our base trim level, you won't see the wood. It'll look, you know, I think it will hide it very well. I'm hoping. That's kind of my goal. And I know I gotta do something special here in this door. Problem is I gotta get this to lay flat, and that's gonna be a little bit tricky because if I'm gonna try to follow the floor with a consistent reveal, that's assuming the floor is straight, and we know it does a lot of this, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it as good as I hope it to be. We're gonna do the best though. Let's stretch this metal out. Actually, can I like stretch this one way or the other? Down? See how that? See if I push it down, it kind of, what's that one do? Same thing? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, that helped that out quite a bit. Yeah. This is enjoyable. See how this works? Nice thing about screws is when you're doing this metal, you can kind of stretch the metal. You can kind of get the screw in and kind of go a little bit at an angle. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I think that's going to work out just fine. Actually, that one ripped. Very nice, yeah. I'm not really sure why, but I'm not questioning it. That guy you can cut almost flat across.
Flat across, like.
Yeah, don't cut it on a miter, cut it flat across. Because you're gonna,
Like
you don't,
down this way?
no, like straight, like almost horizontal. Like just a little bit less than horizontal. Yeah.
Well, I gotta go down to this point, don't I?
No. It's all gonna be buried in that piece of trim there. So just take your reds and wherever this line intersected, just come straight across.
This
So
guy here?
Yes.
Horizontal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I thought you were talking about
No. No. There you go. Yeah. It's okay to run this long, Greg, because you can always notch this off. So I would always run that one a little long, or not. That's okay. Nice. See? Look at that, dude. You get that tight, it'll be, and then nip that little tip off. Easy peasy, man.
Ooh, that's open.
Yeah.
No, you gotta butterfly that. I mean,
I could just leave it. I mean, that could be a good scar. You know, that's why you don't wear gloves working with metal. I just got done talking about I usually don't cut myself without gloves.
Oh.
What I was doing was I was hitting my hammerhead. I went to go hit my hammerhead to pull that nail out, and the piece of metal, like it, you know how like the metal was just high enough, and I went right into the metal. Yeah, doesn't hurt, but it's just kind of in a bad spot. Look at this, dude. This is completely hard. We put a butterfly on just to be safe. But dude, this is, like once it went on, about 30 seconds later, there's like nothing. It's like it never was cut. Okay. This is when it's nice to have a staple gun or something so you can make a quick connection. Also, make sure you guys don't tell my son that I'm borrowing his gifted Martinez hammer from Mark himself. I don't know that he would be that happy, but I didn't have my hammer, and this looked like the next best thing. So thanks, Cole. Appreciate you, buddy. Maybe if you come back and work for us this summer, I'll have it here for you. So when doing the window trims like this, where we're on the outside of an extension, I always just take my Martinez square, and if I run it right on material, I get a nice 1/4 inch mark. So I just give myself a nice 1/4 inch mark. Look at that, for where my trims are gonna go. And just gives me a nice reveal around this perimeter here. And then I always leave these tops a little bit long, because sometimes when you're doing all these bends, things don't end up perfect. And so now what I can do is I'll get a ladder or something and I'll mark exactly where my 1/4 inch is, and I'll cut that off. But I'll do that later when I get a ladder out here. 31.5, 61.5. 1.5, 30. Yeah, just double check down the way a little bit. You done?
are you done?
All right, Greg went ahead and he got this corner trim in. Some people ask how we trim our corners, and this is actually a piece of what is called ceiling trim, but the reason we use it is it has a 3/4 or 7/8 J on this side and a J on this side. So when it goes into the corner, what you're gonna get is this side steel is gonna go into this corner, and this side steel will go into here. So it's a one-piece trim. It's nice and rigid, so it doesn't flop around in this corner. And then Greg also ran this base. So now what we're ready to do is run our wall steel. We just got it punched. I'm gonna set my laser on this first rib in because we're gonna match our ceiling to our wall. So now I've got this guy lined up right with the center of my rib. Greg's gonna keep bringing up sheets, and once we get this first one ran, this will be perfectly plumb. Go ahead and throw her in there, Greg. Oh, this is gonna be tight, huh?
As long as you don't put it on your base.
Should be golden.
Roll it in.
Yep. Yep. There. Okay. So make sure your top is pretty good. Would you say you're pretty decent?
I would say I'm in line with the ceiling.
Okay, perfect. So then we can just make sure that we're plumb. All right, buddy, start feeding them, man. It's go time. This should go pretty quick. The only kind of thing that we have to do is we need to hopefully check and make sure the electrician laid out the electrical boxes in the center, Greg. Hopefully he did. Hopefully he could do that because he had the ceiling to match. And then we'll have to just mark. Oh no, they're all ran, Greg.
Yeah, they're all ran. And I would say it's not center or flat. That's pretty close.
I mean, it better be, but we're gonna have to pull all these out. Kind of do what I did on the bathroom. Okay, see, there's always something. We can't just run our steel. We're gonna have to deal with the electrical that goes down this wall, but we'll do it as we get there, so no big deal. It is what it is. Boom, and then should be good. My goal is to try to keep up with Greg because he's gonna be bringing me multiple pieces. Are you bringing me two, Greg? Heck yes, dude. That's why I got you here, man. You're the best pack mule there is. You got them big shoulders. We're good there. We're good there. Periodically, obviously, we do want to check for plumb just to make sure that something's not getting weird because that's very possible. Make sure my top is good. And I'm gonna make my bottom good. This is gonna get awkward, okay? Yeah. Okay, right there? You like it?
Yep.
And then lock this in. Nice. So as long as we do that every couple times, what happens is this is getting installed into the J, which is flat, and it kind of makes the steel longer. When it's down here on the ground, it can get bunched up. So usually the bottom will kind of come back, and the top will usually move ahead. But as long as we check it every couple, we're gonna be good. Looks like we got a pipe to fit around. This could be interesting. Let's see. Now this is a vent for the bathroom. There's no walls. We don't have any interior walls, so this is just a plugged off vent right now, and eventually it's gonna go up through the roof, so. Not ideal. I'd probably make a box around this if it was me, but we'll see what we do. See what the customer wants us to do, I guess. Because this was kind of a afterthought. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Like that.
No hill for a climber. This is just the easiest way to kind of line up to your ceiling rib. You could use a level, but then you got to kind of hold the piece in line, make sure it's level.
We don't have a level.
Oh yeah, and we don't have a level. I think I'm gonna, like these aren't even taped, so I don't want to touch metal but maybe it's not on. I guess we could check it.
You can probably check
Yeah, I just need to find something to plug in. I don't have any corded tools. I don't know why the electrical got done already. What I want to do is kind of try to shove this. These boxes are not very deep though. Well, probably the guy that went in the attic. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get those in there. I just went ahead and removed the outlet, turned off the breaker, and now we're just gonna measure from center of the last rib to the edge. Let's say 29 7/8, 32 1/4, and then we're gonna measure the base. Now the nice thing about steel is I don't have to actually kind of hold this here. All these are 9 inches, so I can hold my tape right here at 27 inches. And then that's how I know where this is accurate. So I don't have to hold it on the end. And now I can mark 29 7/8 and 32 1/4. Now, all I really want to do is I want to punch a hole right here. And I don't know how I'm going to do that without a drill bit. So we're just going to take our punch and we're going to try this. I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be tough. So I'm not looking to cut out the whole thing yet. But this will get me in the ballpark, and then I can use the actual box underneath as my guide to make the perfect cut. So we're just going to kind of do this. Okay. Let's go ahead and throw it in, Greg. Okay, so now we can see that we're good on the box. I'm going to take my snips, and this is where I'm just going to kind of feel where the box is. And let's see, it's always a little bit tricky getting started. Okay, so there's the edge of the box. That's good. You gotta be careful, there's a lot of little corners here. Okay, that to me is good enough for what we're doing because a box cover is gonna go on here. So now we can go ahead and we'll just hook these bad boys back up. Greg, what'd you do with that Phillips, my guy? So it's a little bit tricky. The important thing is knowing where the center of your box is. If these outlets were not here, it's even easier because we install the steel, just make a center mark, and then we come through with a step bit. The step bit is by far the best thing to use, but we don't have one. We didn't go all the way to the trailer today. So, okay, so there we go. So that's an outlet. I mean, it's way easier for us when there's no outlets and you do conduit, but this does look much more finished. Probably be nice if it was dead center, huh?
Win some and lose some.
I like that attitude, Greg. That's the right attitude to have. Here, this is for you. I'm gonna keep it in my pouch. As we get close to the end, it's always good to double check for plumb for sure. Sometimes in the middle, you don't really see if you're out a quarter or something, but it's good to be perfect. Once I'm done, I'm gonna come through and I like to make sure that all my laps are good and coverage is correct, because if I just go ahead and start screwing the panel and then I get to this last screw and I don't like the way it's lapped, it's hard to move the sheet, but right now you have a little bit of movement. So I just make sure that it's good, put my screw in, and then I can screw the rest of these in between. All right, we're moving on to this wall here where we're going up the staircase, and I'm just gonna bust out my larger digital angle finder. And this is kind of nice and handy just because I can come in here, I can make sure that I'm going to go the exact angle of this wall, 53.5, and believe it or not, interesting, if I were to go back to my staircase video, I bet you, oh, hey, actually, what is 90 minus 53 and a half? That would be 36 and a half? 36 and a half? 36.58 degrees. That was the pitch of our staircase, which the opposite pitch is what we're cutting here, is 90 minus that. So I could have actually just walked over, I forgot we had this here, taken this angle right here, punched this in at 53 and a half, and that is going to be the exact pitch that I need to cut my steel at. So that's pretty cool, huh, Greg? Do you find that cool that the math doesn't lie? We built the staircase at a 36.58 pitch, and now when I just put this little angle finder there, so now what I can do is I can come over here, I can put this right on my steel, and it's going to give me the perfect pitch. So I'm going to get a long measurement, know where I'm cutting, and then I guess we'll see how this piece fits in there. I want to go to the 36.5, like so, tighten this up, and now I can come over here, lock this onto my rib, and there is my angle that I can mark. Pretty cool, actually. That's neat, dude. I forgot that they did that. Nice. Counting line concepts. If you guys cut a lot of steel, they actually gave us this when we went and visited them at the NFBA booth, and it's a little bit different than our old one. You'll see they've got different pitches. So if you're just cutting a bunch of 412 pitches, let's say, you're just gonna line this up. That's kind of hard to see. You're gonna line that up at your 412, lock it on, and then you can cut like all of your gable steel or whatever. But in this instance, we're looking for that 36.58. Boom, boom. Now, because I'm pretty anal, I'm still probably going to use this to check because I don't have any like exact, I'm just kind of eyeballing it on a tick mark. But I bet you it's pretty close. Yeah, see, it's kind of wobbly. I don't know. I bet you it's good enough. It's probably good enough to go into a piece of J channel. We'll take the ridge line 9, extend that out. And then all we're supposed to have to do is line this up right on our mark. Okay, screw gun. Hey Greg, can you come over here and help me get this first one and make sure I like everything? Okay, now hold that up tight, because I'm gonna have to kind of push this in.
That's a dangerous bit.
Yes, that is. Cool, that actually went in there really nice. And what we're gonna do is we're not gonna punch or mark these until we get all done. And then what we'll do is we'll snap some lines through. That way we have a nice consistent line. Sometimes if you punch these and then you cut the bottom, things can get off a little bit if you're not going to a perfectly level piece of trim. So yeah, that was easy, dude. Okay, right on my mark. Okay, let's get the next one cut. This one's gonna have a little bit of a special something going on because we've got this, which is 34 inches. So now, stupid magnetic, we're gonna come over 34, an inch and 3/4 up. And that's gonna be, yeah, that'll be our straight cut.
Now is that grooved, or are you gonna just cut that square?
Grooved? What do you mean? I'm gonna cut that straight across, and then that'll be, when we lap over the next piece, it'll, what do you mean grooved?
Like, so.
Oh, this I'm gonna, yes.
Past, and then
Yes.
So this one.
This will stay in here and go up in the corner.
Okay. You have to probably cut a little bit of that out.
Yes. You're gonna give me that dimension, where your bend is on the inside. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. This is gonna be hidden in the, this will be hidden, mostly all covered by that rib, so we don't have to worry a ton about that, you know what I'm saying? Can't do that. Okay, let's go. I thought you had that edge.
Pretty tight.
Yeah, we are tight.
Take a little bit more off somehow.
I'd rather take more off, but this doesn't seem to make sense to me.
No,
like,
you go up like another inch.
Yeah, just take it down. We'll cut the top off. I'll double check this measurement right here. You got it? Okay, you got it? Pushing it up? Yeah. We got our mark? Yeah. Okay. Let me send it, guy. I'm just waiting for this to.
That's not a good bit.
It's not good. I did it, dude. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I wanted to do it. I wanted you to be proud of me.
Never easy being cheesy.
Were you proud of me though?
No. Not mad.
Yeah, give me your shoulder there, just to balance, huh? Come on, brace yourself. Okay. Okay. Right there. Nice. I like it, dude. Just good balance. I like it.
Renting equipment.
Yeah, renting equipment? That's dumb. I'm already paying for you, so might as well use you, you know? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Here. Okay, you're all good, dude. Nice, worked out. Appreciate you. I think I can just why don't you move up here just a little bit higher? I'm not feeling comfortable. Yeah, right there. Right there. Nice. Dang, dude. Well, you were, you were a little bit lower. This actually works out pretty good. This is, okay, we're good. Nice, appreciate you, dude. Big bonus coming at you this week, don't worry. All right, cool. I think this turned out pretty good, guys. How do you think it turned out? I know people are probably gonna say, this J channel is gonna fill with dirt and dust. I mean, that's obviously possible, but all of this can fill with dirt and dust. It's a simple vacuum. We're not talking about a wet location that's gonna, I don't know, I don't even know what's gonna get in there. Sawdust, dirt, dust, and you vacuum it. It's gonna be just fine. It leaves this really nice and clean. And I don't know what the client's gonna do with the stairs exactly, but I'm assuming maybe paint them or something. I'm not sure.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, it's like we know what we're doing a little bit. Cool. We got to screw off some of this stuff real quick, and then move on to this next wall.
Gonna do the same.
Yeah. What do you think? I used to play on these things. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Kyle, what are you doing?
Well, buddy, my leg doesn't fit in between the walls. It's huge. Okay.
I would have done whatever it took to make sure that happened. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Push that middle in. Remember,
Yep. There you go.
middle.
I'm trying to push it. pushing.
Hold on. Hold on.
All that stuff in the way.
It's only in the way. There. You just got to get it out far enough to get that mark on there.
You just need meat.
Okay. All right, now we got this guy. I'm gonna figure this bad boy out. You wanna mark another bottom? Wait. Yeah, okay, it's fine. You're good. Here's what I want you to do. Go here. Nice, that was really good, dude.
Let me be.
That was wait, how did you mark this window?
I'm whatever you gave me.
Just joking.
The top, you're going to cut above the line.
I know, dude, I'm just messing with you. What?
How we do?
I think it's gonna work. Now guys, a lot of times we're gonna be saying we're installing F&J, which this is a ceiling trim. And we're not saying like mother F&J, it's a letter F&J because the end of the trim looks like the letter F with a J channel in it. And this is gonna go up at the top of the ceiling where our ceiling steel will go into the F channel and our wall steel will come up into the J channel. So F&J is the letter F and J. Just wanted to clear that up. We're not, being, explicit over here and saying like mother J. All right, Greg, grab that in, big dog. Let's go. Nailer? There, so now that little snip right there, that kind of forces the metal to bend. That way you know you're getting a nice right angle bend there. All right, so first sheet of steel, now that we have our trim up, our F&J, we need to mark out and snap a line so the first sheet is perfectly straight. Greg, what did you mark? 37.78. Okay, so, I can't get my big tip in there, dude. It's too big. I can't fit in there. Can I have your little tip? Thanks, buddy. 37.78. There you go. Sorry, dude. I just have a larger tip is all. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Here, let's go snap that line now. And this snap line will determine the starting edge of our first sheet. Okay. We're actually going to start down there, and the reason we're going to start on that end is because when somebody walks in this door, they're going to look up at the ceiling and the laps will be over top of the sheet. So you'll see when we're done what I'm talking about, but always think about where people are going to look at your ceiling from mainly, and then try to start the opposite side and work towards that location. Oh, beautiful black ceiling. It's going to be so dark in here. Once we're in our J, we're going to look for that line that we snapped right there. Good, Greg? Yep. Now what we've done here in the middle, just because we didn't want to have to take time and figure out dimensions, we just threw our laser up. So now what I can do is find right where my laser is, and boom. We'll have perfectly straight lines. Now, we're only going to screw this just like we would the other ceiling. There's no insulation, there's no structure. We don't need to throw a million screws in here. It's 16-foot sheets. We're throwing a screw row in the middle and a screw row on the ends. So it'll be perfect. First sheet up, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now we just, we'll throw these other three up and then go do this side. The thing that you want to consider when you're doing this also is you want to try to keep the sheet as straight as possible. You don't want to have too many sags in it because it does actually affect the way the sheet lies. We've had that problem. Well, I'm on the wrong joist. We've had that problem, and then you get waves in your metal. So trying to keep it as supported and flat as possible is a very smart thing. See how I kind of like spread
my hands across these ribs so that they're tight versus letting it sag down. That will get you a better result.
So before we finish our sealing, we're actually gonna run this J out here for this metal that's going here so that we can place our sealing J channel right where it's gonna go. We got kind of ahead of ourselves. We just were excited to start doing something. So now we can use this piece of J that we just installed as our guide to make sure that this piece, oh, we actually have a laser here. And we did measure that, so that's pretty close. Yeah, you guys may notice our laser just changed to red because my green laser died on me. Luckily, we carry a couple lasers in the trailer. All right, guys, so we're in the bathroom where we're only at like 10 foot in width for the metal. And I talked about a special way to do the trims so that you can do a ceiling and a small ceiling with one piece metal. So what we typically will do, this is what we call a mini angle. And when we have a small room, we'll run our F and J around 3 walls. And then we'll, on the 4th wall, we'll do this. We'll put a piece of this trim so that the steel can go into the channel on that side and then just go like this, straight up. And then what we'll do is after the ceiling's done, we'll run another piece of J channel so it looks consistent to the F and J that is around the rest of the wall. That allows us to put one piece metal in smaller rooms. The problem is, you're probably looking at this and saying, well, that's weird. Are you doing a white ceiling in this room and black in the others? No, this is supposed to be black. And the metal came with black on the other side. So we're not going to use this. So we're going to do another solution when you're in a small room. So we're still going to use our F and J up at the top, but we're going to have to do a little tricky stuff to get the steel in this channel and in the channel on the other wall. Because as you guys know, steel does not shrink or expand. So what you cut it to, it's got to work both ways. So first, let's go and get all these trims up, and then we'll show you how we get the metal in and make this work with one piece steel in a smaller room. All right, so first piece to go in, and we basically ended up cutting this down by 1 inch. And that is because our J channel up at the ceiling is 1 inch in width. So when you have 2 pieces of J channel, 1 on each side, that's a total of 2 inches of J channel that you can go into. So our goal is to go into this side over here, and then Greg is gonna hopefully be able to help me pull this metal down enough and bend it just enough to get it into the other side without doing any scratching. So we're there. That was easy. All right, so once we get it in there, we're gonna be able to kind of shift it both ways so that it's in the middle of the J channels, and because we have black on black, you will never see the fact that it doesn't go. In fact, from where I'm standing, it looks like you're all the way in. Okay, let's go ahead and push it into our channel. So this is a lot more work than if we were to have a mini angle trim over there like I showed you that we wanted to do, but how small have we done in a one piece like this? The smaller it gets, the harder it gets.
8 foot, I think.
8 foot-ish. So this is 10-6. We're getting close to.
You're out of your.
I know, I see that. Okay, you can take it up close if you want. I'm going to switch sides so I can visually see what you're doing.
Wait.
Okay. You got to use your head, man.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing?
Go there. So it's a little bit tricky. I mean, and you might have a couple scratches. That's what touch-up kits are for. It's going to happen. but it's totally doable. Now, this is a little bit unique because in order to get now into the third J channel, which is on the wall, we have to actually overlap our rib. And it can be a little bit tricky, even more so, because the rib is actually gonna be right here, where the flat is. So we gotta tuck it in and then slide it over. It's just, you gotta be a little bit more careful is all. Oh, this one worked good? All right, I got plenty of, oh no.
Oh my gosh. Did you get it?
Right there, right there. Leave it.
Yeah,
Let it cook, dude. That's good. It's always interesting. If it was easy, dude, anybody would do it. It's not a big deal. All right, now that we got this placed, we can set our laser up to hit this middle row that we marked, and we'll get it all screwed up. Just using the 180. Let's see. Is this overkill? I don't think so. It's better than putting chalk on the ceiling and making all sorts of a mess. Yeah. Okay. All right, last ceiling done there. Nice. Love it.